All right, shalom, shalom. The Hebrew Israelites coming out here to prophesy day in and day out the downfall of America. So, modern day Babylon, spiritual Sodom and Egypt, and the uprising of Israel consisting of so-called Negroes of the hopeful elect, blessings, and foremost and always we're gonna give our praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Rawchaa, double honors to the apostles, the elders, great millstone, must not taste to the brothers, seek the word for the hopeful elect, to the elect, will, to the hopeful extend like shalom blessings, men, women, and children. Gonna get right into it. Hopefully it's edifying. We're gonna call this the elect, the elect, the elect. That's what it's all about, man. The elect, the elect, the elect. Oh, hey, bro, you gotta watch that. Go to the first scripture. We're gonna get into New Testament a little bit. First, for the first scripture, for the elect's sake.
This is Matthew chapter 24. We'll go back. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 21. We'll go verse 20. And it reads, but pray ye that your flight not be in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. Verse 21, for this shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world, nor of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be.
We talk about the end times all the time. Go ahead.
Verse 22, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved.
There shall be no flesh saved, but it's going to say something else, and it's going to say something else. Go ahead.
Yeah. But for the elect's sake,
before the elect's sake, man, go ahead.
Those days shall be shortened.
Those days shortened because the elect is crying on the highways and byways and pushing this word, and the prophecies are coming through, showing and speaking loud. Via the prophets that the Most High deals with. So,
yeah, like he said, for the elect's sake, because the elect, tired of being here, man. They don't desire to dwell here any longer. They ready to, for this whole system, this whole infrastructure to be just eradicated, man.
And that part going into, saying no flesh shall be saved, it's really going also into this place is so wicked, man. We stay here too long, man, we'll be through, man. It won't be no righteousness left in us either, man. That's either what happened to King Solomon. This place is so corrupted, man. You can't. There's no way, man. As bad as it is now, we got to get out of here early, man.
Yeah. So when the ministry was going and it's still going today, the prophets was out there. They were speaking and fishing for the elect. So we're going to go into Acts. I think it's 13:1. That part where it says the proselytes of Elamites and the Parthenians and all that. Talking about
13:1.
Yeah, I think it is.
That's going into the first church in Antioch.
Where it says Parthenians, proselytes, that scripture. Elamites, all under the Jews from every nation under heaven.
Acts chapter 2.
You talking about going into Acts 2?
Yeah.
Talking about, yeah, that's Acts. This is
it's Acts.
Yeah, I was thinking 13. Yeah, so this is Acts chapter 13, or Acts chapter 2, verse 1. And when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place. Verse 2, and suddenly there came a sound from heaven as of a rushing mighty wind, and it filled the house.
And it says that in the scripture, the spirit is like unto a wind. You know? Go ahead.
And filled the house where they were sitting.
Yeah.
Verse 3, and there appeared unto them in cloven tongues.
Shalom. Brothers, he says on the coming part. Shalom. Bahayar, the war. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Go ahead.
And there appeared unto them cloven tongues like as of fire.
So if you look up the word cloven and divided, so it is divided tongues as a fire. Go ahead.
And it sat upon each of them.
Go ahead.
Verse 4, and they were all filled with the Holy Spirit,
yep,
which is the Rawchaa HaKodash,
yep,
and began to speak with other tongues.
With other languages. It ain't talking about the church gibberish that they speak of. Talking about they got the Holy Ghost, man. Talking about different tongues. Because we are scattered across the world and spoke different languages, man. Go ahead.
As the Spirit gave them utterance.
As the Spirit gave them utterance. Go ahead.
Verse 5, and there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews.
At Jerusalem, Jews. So Passover was in Jerusalem. It was in Israel, man. So you have people outside of Israel that were still going to the Passover. Just like if the Passover was in New York with the apostles, and you have people coming from Germany or Nigeria or whatever, knowing that they Israelites, they would come to that Passover. But they would be speaking different languages. Go ahead.
Out of every nation under heaven.
Out of every nation, and the Most High said we was going to be scattered among the nations, man. So you got our people that speak German, you got our people that speak, back then Greek, a little bit of Latin or a lot of Latin, some of them so-called African tongue, because we was under the Babylonians, man. So we was under those captivities. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Now when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together.
Go ahead.
And were confounded.
Go ahead.
Because that every man heard them speak in his own language.
His own language. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And they were amazed and marveled,
yep, saying
one to another, behold, are not all these which speak Galileans?
Go ahead.
Verse 8. And how hear we every man in our own tongue wherein we were born?
Where we were born. Go ahead.
Verse 9, Parthenians.
So it was Jews that were born in a Parthenia. Go ahead.
And Medes.
Go ahead. And being called Medes and being called Parthenians and being called Elamites. Go ahead.
And Elamites.
Go ahead.
And in the dwellers of Mesopotamia.
They were dwelling there. But they was Israelite by bloodline, by family. Go ahead.
And in Judea.
Go ahead.
And Cappadocia.
Yep.
And Pontus.
Go ahead.
And Asia.
And Paul was all through there. So Asia is a our people a lot of our people are born in Western Asia, Iranian, Iraqi, all those regions surround at Jerusalem, and we were scattered. So our people was dwelling in those places, man. Go ahead. Especially fleeing from the Roman captivity, fleeing from Greek. We were being called Alexandria Greeks, Alexandria, Adrian, in Egypt. Those are Greek names under Greek captivity, especially when Antiochus Epiphanes came. He was a wicked root. So, he was basically forcing that shit on us, man. Go ahead.
Phrygia.
Go ahead.
And Pamphylia.
Go ahead.
In Egypt.
And
in the parts of Libya.
That's where we were. We was in those parts. In Egypt. Was Moses an Egyptian? No. He was an Israelite in Egypt, man. What about Joseph? He was an Israelite in Egypt, man. Go ahead.
about Cyrene,
go ahead.
and strangers of Rome.
Strangers of Rome, man.
And you know,
Yeah, strangers of Rome. So you had strangers that would have came out to the Greek Empire, the Roman Empire. So you had Greek, we are under the Greek Empire, and then we was under the Roman Empire. So we were speaking Greek and we were speaking Roman Latin. That's why we're gonna get that scripture. That's why that subscription above Yahawashi's head on the cross was written in Hebrew, Greek, and Latin, because those were our captivities. So that's the what languages the apostles always say go into. That's what we're going to with the blue letter, because we were in those captivities. Now we in American captivity. Guess what? We speak in English, but this English is not an American language. It's a language from England, man.
Look that scripture up.
You know,
Going into what it said on the inscription on Yahawashi's cross.
Yeah.
So continue.
That's John 19:20.
So continuing.
Yep.
Jews and proselytes.
And proselytes, that means a newcomer, just somebody waking up. And then we got proselytes to this day in America that just finding out that they're Israelites, and they think they're Egyptians, or they call themselves Africans, or they're born in China and say like, yeah, my father's Chinese, but he might be an Israelite because his father goes back to the Israelites, man. Even though his father looked Chinese, just like Bruce Lee. Go ahead. See, I goes there again, John. What? 1920.
So Cretes,
Go ahead.
and Arabians.
Arabians, not Arabs. You know, it even says that the Ishmaelites are not the chosen people, man. So why would it say Arabs right there? Arabians.
And that's why you got some of these Christians say the scriptures contradict themselves. No, they just don't understand what it's saying.
They just don't understand.
Because they don't understand the history, man.
Yep, GMS Virgin Islands, Shalom. And also, during the Byzantine Empire, a lot of us converted to Muslims, to being Muslims under, when we were going to war with the Arabs, because they were helping these so-called white men put us in slavery, man. You know, you got the part of the slave trade where you got Negro slaves under the Arabs, so-called slave masters. So we were there too. Go ahead.
We do hear them speak in our tongues the wonderful works of the Most High.
In our tongue, the wonderful works of the Most High. So let's say if somebody, and we got brothers in Germany, but somebody from Germany came over here, come over here speaking German, and he don't know how to speak English, but he's saying the name of Yahawah, Yahawashi, and then the interpret there, and then we get to see him glorified, the Most High through in his own language, because he knows the name of Yahawah, Yahawashi, and that's a blessing, man. Because you like, how did he get the word? How did he understand? Because remember, back in the Tower of Babel, the languages got confounded and they couldn't understand, so they couldn't build the tower. So you can't build with nobody or dialogue to understand anybody and to build and to dwell if you don't understand it. Understand them. So we all coming together, different languages, and now kind of like people are being taught languages in school. Like when they come over here, they being taught English so they can understand, but it wasn't school set up for that purpose back then so much as it is now, So they were marveling like, man, this is our own tongue, and they speaking about the Lord like we are. Go ahead.
Verse 12. Oh. You said something up?
I thought she was finished.
Verse 12, and they were all amazed, and were in doubt, saying one to another, what meaneth this?
What meaneth this? Go ahead.
Verse 13, others mocking said, these men are full of new wine.
Yeah, they're crazy. Just like when we speak, they said, man, y'all on drugs, man. We speak the name of Yahawah, Yahawashi. We tell them about the chariots. We tell them about, the elect. They say, yeah, man, y'all on drugs. That's the same thing they were saying to him. Y'all on that new wine, man. Y'all on that juice.
Yep.
Good wine.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Saying America gonna get destroyed. They think you're crazy saying that, man. Verse 14.
That's basically a different language to them.
Yep.
They don't understand. Go ahead.
Verse 14. But Peter, standing up with the 11, lifted up his voice and said unto them, Ye men of Judea, and all ye that dwell in Jerusalem, be this known unto you, and hearken to my words. Verse 15, for these are not drunken, as ye suppose. Seeing it is but the 3rd hour of the day.
You know? Because men act crazy when they get drunk and they start babbling and stuff like that. So he said, nah, they ain't drunk, they ain't babbling. This is some true stuff they
It ain't even really dark enough. It's not even in the middle of the day yet. You know?
Okay.
Verse 16, but this is that which is spoken by the prophet Joel. Verse 17, and it shall come to pass in the last days, saith the Most High, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams.
So the spirit is going to come into the hopeful elect, the Israelite foreigners. Now, Elam was one of the sons of Shem, right? But he wasn't. It didn't go through his lineage. You know, they were the Asherites. And then but the lineage came through what Arphaxad, Eber. You know, who was that other one? Peleg, Terah, and Abraham. That was the lineage, all the way down to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So they Shemites, but they're not the chosen, man. You know?
Yeah, they're Shemitic.
Yeah, they're Shemitic.
They're Hebrew Edomites.
No, I'm talking about Elam.
Elam. Oh yeah.
They're Shemitic.
Yeah, they're Shemitic,
but they're not the chosen. They're not Israelites, man. Moab, they come out of the line of Shem because they children a lot. But what happened? They were cursed, and now they're not. And Most High put and he said, "This shall be the father of the Moabites, and they should be like as a Sodom."
Yeah.
So they ain't chosen.
Yeah. So they might be from Shem, which means they are Hebrew, but they're not Israelites, man.
Yeah.
They just Hebrew Moabites, Hebrew Elamites.
Yeah.
You know?
You can find that in First Chronicles 1:17. And Genesis 10:22 says the children of Shem, which is go ahead and get it right quick. Right? Genesis 10:22.
That seed line was chosen since the dawn of time for the elect to pass through, man. You know?
Just because you from Shem, that don't mean you chosen, man. Go ahead.
Genesis chapter 10, verse 22. It said the children of Shem.
The children of Shem. Go ahead.
Elam.
Go ahead.
And Asher.
Asher. Go ahead.
And Arphaxad.
Go ahead.
And Lud.
Yep.
And Aram.
Yep. And another thing, one are people under the captivity of the Assyrians. So it's going to be some Israelites that are called Assyrians, called Asherites. Same thing with any other nation that they're in. They're going to be called those actual people sometime. We called Americans, but we ain't Americans, man. By nationality, Most High deal with nations. We're not Americans, man. And even Esau, his dumb ass, be telling us that, but he go off. He said, go back to Africa. We're not Africans, but we were in the regions of Africa and West Africa, certain parts, small parts of Africa.
Yeah.
Northern,
like Hannibal. He was a Jake and was taken down in the Punic Wars by Scipio Africanus.
Yeah.
That's where you get that name Africa from. But after we were taken down, we weren't just all erased, man. We're still the people there.
Yeah.
You know?
Like
So they started calling us Africans, man.
yeah, like you said, Hannibal, he was in the parts of North Africa, but he wasn't no African.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like in Africa.
Yeah.
But then they can understand that when people like Kanye West say niggas in Paris,
Yeah.
he ain't really from Paris, or he ain't really French. He just a nigga in Paris.
You know, see, and you know,
they get that shit.
I wanted to say that for later.
Oh,
But no, not that bad.
Yeah.
You know, I might as well mention some celebrities that are Nigerian. And they speak Hausa, they speak Yoruba, Igbo, for their I ain't saying that right. Tiv and all that. But Sade, the beautiful singer Sade, she's from Nigeria. Nobody asked her, you know, nobody was on her about when she was in America singing those sultry, those beautiful songs. They didn't never say she was from Africa because they didn't know. Then they found out her father was from Nigeria and she's a Nigerian. Now they want to boast about that, you know? But she's not, she's an Israelite still. She didn't say she was from South Africa, North Africa, East Africa, you know? She said she's from Nigeria. And then Godfrey, the comedian, Donald Faison, the one that be in those commercials, he's a Nigerian. But you would think he's black, right?
Yep.
They didn't they accept him as black, so-called black. But when they say Nigeria, it kind of ruffles their feathers. America stuff.
And it's so crazy how it's ironic how they'll be like, all so-called black people look the same. Because we're fucking Israelites. And we don't even look all the same at the same time. But you trying to make it an insult, it's like basically saying like, yeah, they are Israelites.
Yeah.
So it's so-called Mexican. We're all Israelites, man.
Yeah. Now,
On that same family.
Akon is from Senegalese.
There we go. Yeah.
And they speak, and it says, who are those? The wolfless people. They got another term, like, and he speaks a different language probably than Godfrey, but it's still West Africa. So you got people in West Africa that speak different languages.
And that's so-called Jamaicans, which Benjamin, it talks about as like, he's like a wolf. You know?
A lot of them are, yeah.
That, you know what I'm saying? It says he shall take the spoil. Like, you know, that's their customs, man.
Yeah. An example too over here, you got us all, at least considered all America. America's considered one place, United States, whatever. But you got Spanish speaking people here. You got English speaking people here. You got people that speak even some of them speak. If you're from Germany, but you was born here and your parents from Germany, you speak and you speak German. I mean, you speak English, but your parents speak German. So are you a German or are you an Englishman? No, you could be an Israelite and speak all those languages, man. Like what the hell? There's a dude on YouTube. He's a so-called black dude. He speaks 10 different languages, man. So just because you speak a different language, that don't mean that's who you are.
And that's just a region that you grew up in.
Yeah.
I got a picture off the shop.
That one Lupita that starred in Black Panther. She was born in Mexico. Is she called Mexican, man? Is she called Mexican? She was born, look it up. She was born in Mexico, man. But her parents are from Kenya, but I believe she's an Israelite. Because there's few people in Kenya. If you running from the enemy and you fleeing, some of your people are going to be left in portions of those lands that you're crossing and shit.
Yep.
All the way to West Africa. So you might have a little portion of our people in Ethiopia, a little portion of our people in Kenya and all that. You know? But does that mean they Kenyanites? That means they're Ethiopians? No. They're just got left among those people. Go ahead. There's such thing as called Afro-Germans. Are they Germans, man? Don't they witness oppression as a black people and be like, yeah, it's racism. How you gonna be racism if you German? Because that's not their nationality, man. They're a black person in Germany, man. Go ahead.
This book of Psalms, chapter 19, verse 2. It says, day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. There is no speech nor language where their
Oh, you
voice
in the
is not
pocket?
heard.
Oh, okay, come on, go ahead. Go ahead.
So like those are the, like you brought up earlier,
Four corners, us got a four.
yeah, we got brothers that are in different in different countries, and they have woken up to this truth, man, and they speak the tongue of their land,
Yeah.
but they are Israelites.
Yeah.
They just have to. It was set up that way because you have Israelites that they have to communicate with in that tongue.
Exactly.
You
have Israelites in Germany,
right?
So you could have Israelite teachers that speak German that talk to our people that don't know English or don't know these other languages that we speak in.
And that's the scripture you just read. It was talking about we heard songs. Is that going into that? We heard songs from the othermost parts of the earth.
Isaiah 24.
Yeah.
It said we have heard songs.
From the other part. That's the brothers hearing us sing the song over there. And the interpreters are able to interpret that back to them so they can teach the scattered Israelites in that area. That's why in James 1:1, James said to the 12 tribes scattered abroad, greetings, man. He talking to these scattered Israelites, man.
Yeah. And that's heavy you brought that up because like you said, they heard his song.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like a lot of them don't understand English.
Nope.
Yeah.
This not old English. This what they call it? Because the internet, a lot of times, Pastor Hart brought this up too. Our videos going everywhere.
Yep.
So we might see it over here and we see ourselves speaking English, but over there, and they seeing us, but we speaking a whole nother language. Speaking that language. That goes back to what I just read. There is no speech where their voice is not heard.
Yeah.
So they still getting the message. Ain't no excuses, man.
Yeah. And also it said we shall talk with stammering lips, man.
Yep.
But go to Leviticus 19 and 34 right quick. Okay. Because they act like that's how the small and confined their mind. They imprisoned in their mind. They act like it's all about America. It's all about we the shit. We the top language. We the top now, man. It's people all across the land. You know what I'm saying? Speaking their language and worshiping Yahawah, Yahawashi.
You said 19, right?
Yeah.
19
and 34.
All right, so this is Leviticus chapter 19, verse 34. But the strangers,
go ahead,
that dwelleth with you,
go ahead,
shall be unto you as one born among you.
One born among you.
Now, what the hell is that talking about?
Yeah,
he said, and thou shalt love him as thyself.
Thou love him as thyself.
And that's
how you know it's talking about an Israelite.
Yeah.
We don't love, what he say? He hated Esau.
Yeah.
So,
go to that other one, Isaiah 11:11 right quick.
Okay.
Okay. So it said, love the strangers, right? And take them as one thyself. Love them as one thyself. Yeah. The strangers are us, man. Yeah. We're gonna prove that we were strangers.
This is Isaiah chapter 11, verse 11. And it reads, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people.
Go ahead.
Which shall be left.
Go ahead.
From Assyria.
Because we was captive in Assyria, man. The northern kingdom was in captivity under the Assyrian Empire, man.
Salmanazar.
And then look, he said,
on a second.
Yeah,
go ahead. You good?
No, he said his people.
Yeah.
And you go get many precepts that he said Israel is his people. Yep. Anytime you see in the scripture where it says it's talking about the Israelites. Yeah. And he said scattered from what do you say, Assyria, in these other foreign lands, Yeah. So those are Israelites, and those that speak those land, the tongue of those lands, look like those nations,
which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt.
And ain't that the same thing what we read in the Acts?
Yep.
From the proselytes, from the strangers at Rome, the Egypts, the Parthians.
Yep.
Same. So how are they speaking something different?
Yeah, that's part of the prophecy.
Yeah.
So going over into the Old Testament, it was prophesied by Isaiah that by the time we got over there in the book of Acts, we was going to be doing this, man.
Mm-hmm.
We was going to be getting recovered that, that second time to come together to, witness, Yahawah's sacrifice for us, man.
Yep. Calling us back, returning, man. You've been there before.
Yeah, that's why I said recover.
Yeah, recover.
Because ultimately that's going into the, the salvation that he's gonna say the elect. But first, that's going into what's going on now. That recovery, the elect being recovered, man. Like you just started. You once knew this.
Yeah. And that's why I said go to the Jew first, and then the Greeks.
Yep.
Because the Jew keeps the law. They know the laws, man. Yep. That's what Paul, Most High, was dealing with Paul. He knew the law.
Yep.
Go ahead.
So what chapter?
And then Paul said, "Man, I was like, I was perfect in the law. I was like, he was one of the main ones that whoop his ass, like, But when it came to the Israelite Gentiles, he's like, you can't be doing it like that.
Yeah,
we gotta nurture them into this. We gotta." Slowly, gradually, get them in here because they done. Like, when you have mental problems, ain't it always a rehabilitation process when you mentally off or when you sick?
Yeah, even Esau sent his people to rehab.
Yeah.
Give them that time to regain their senses, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Even though that shit don't work.
Yeah. But that's what Yahawashi, he said the physician is sent to the sick, not the people that are whole.
Yeah.
A lot of people were sick, man. They didn't have the knowledge, wisdom, understanding.
Yep.
And you know what's heavy? Like we just read in that Isaiah 11, he said he shall set his hand again the second time.
Yeah.
Who was the hand? Really talking about the prophets. When you're going to tell his servants. He said the second time, because when the first time when Paul and them was on the scene, and they was, going to the Gentile Israelite foreigners.
Yeah.
And so that they can recover, get back to, that, knowing who they are.
And then there's plenty of times where they was like, man, they went into the temple and found the book of the law, and they said, oh, we got to tear down the groves. We got to get back to our heritage, our father, what we used to do, Go ahead.
Well, and Slaki, I meant to say, beginning with Yahawashi, that's that hand, the hand of the Lord. But he goes down to the prophets. Yeah.
All day long I stretched forth my hand to Israel.
Yep.
They would not. Go ahead. That's right.
Yep. And from Pathros.
Go ahead.
And from Cush.
Cush and the Ethiopian. You think the Most High said he is slaying his sword against the Ethiopians, man. He ain't talking about those Ethiopians that are Ethiopians themselves. He's talking about the Israelites that have been called Ethiopians or born in Ethiopia. Go ahead.
Yep. And from Elam.
That's same thing. And this is the Old Testament, right?
Yep.
Same thing is said in the New Testament, man. No different. Go ahead.
And from Shinar.
Go ahead.
And from Hamath.
Go ahead.
And from the islands of the sea.
The islands of the sea. And the islands,
Haiti.
Yeah.
You got Haiti.
Yeah, you got all those peninsulas, those islands. And like I said, I mentioned before, Samoa, you got Philippines. Some of them are our people. Who chooses that to be their province or their land and shit? A little island and shit. That's like somebody claiming a Hawaii. I mean, as far as for an independent state, if you're a lowly people, you probably would. But if you're a king of a country or something, just like Moab, they want Taiwan. They don't want just because they're a power. They're a superpower.
Mm-hmm.
So all those people that was passing through that got stuck on those islands in a silly. They wasn't planning to be there. They were running from persecution some kind of way. They weren't established. They got stuck there, man. So some of those were Israelites when we passed them through the, those rivers, those lands. Was that it on that?
Just a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Verse 12, and he shall set up an ensign for the nations.
For the nations, go ahead.
That's the 12 tribes chart, man.
Yep.
That's what it's talking about.
Yep. So when you go into that word nations right there in that scripture, in the blue letter, one of the definitions of the son, what it say, the sons of Abraham or the children of Abraham, something like that. Seed of Abraham. I think that's what it say.
But
so the Israelites.
It's going into that chart, man. It said he told Ezekiel to get that stick and to make that chart,
Yep.
man. So you can see that we're getting called back in as one nation. And you know, I made a little video the other day, and you still got Jake coming on the comment board being like, nope. Well, if you don't believe in it, what's the point of you coming on there and saying it?
Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah.
Because Jake knows that this is the truth, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
But Jake just want to be a fucking barf bag, and he don't want to come back. So you can stay the fuck out here then, man. Get your ass destroyed.
Okay, so yep.
Get done by
Yep.
trying to say the so-called white man, the other nations. And they don't even really want to say these other nations. They want to say the so-called white.
Yeah, he ain't saying
They ain't worried about these other nations, man.
He worried about
You know, they set up, they done took the bag, man.
he worried about his fucking boyfriend.
It's just like that NWA movie and shit. Everything was cool until they dissed Jerry Heller, and they go, oh, yeah, we need to do something about them. We need to get him. Got it, man.
Yep.
Go ahead, was that it on that?
When you go into the word nation, it's goy.
Yeah.
You know, and then it says of descendants of Abraham.
Yeah.
When you go in that word goy, it goes back to Moses' son, Goshen. Am I saying it right? Goshen?
Goshen. Yeah.
Goshen, something like that.
Yeah.
So it says, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel.
Outcasts of Israel, not nobody else, man.
Nobody else.
And it says, it says, they called you an outcast. Who? Our enemies, man. And we is out. You can see the racism when we among these other nations. We still an outcast.
Yep.
You know, you have a pageant, a pretty ass, a Judite woman that her father, you know, she's mixed with so-called mixed with Moabite, and she's born in China, and they be hating on her and shit when she win the pageant. So she's an outcast to them, like they're telling her to go back home or whatever. Same thing among these other nations. Go ahead.
And gather together the dispersed of Judah.
The dispersed of Judah.
Okay, so
And we are still doing the same practice as we're doing now today, man. Come on, man. He didn't say go after everybody. It says the dispersed of Judah.
How do you get everybody can get saved out of that? Nah, man. That don't even make no sense, man. Dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth.
And then what it say in the New Testament? Will he go to the dispersed?
Yep.
Why they still talk about the dispersed if it doesn't matter no more?
Yep. They would have just said everybody.
Yeah. How they even know about dispersed? Because our people always was in captivity and knowing about, like, we scattered out here, man. We through. You know? Go to right quick. Exodus 22 and 21. Let you know that we are strangers, man. Our own people. Strangers to ourselves.
It is Exodus chapter 22, verse 21. And it reads, thou shalt neither, hold on, acting weird. Thou shalt neither vex a stranger,
I shall neither vex a stranger, go ahead,
nor oppress him,
go ahead.
for ye were strangers in the land of Egypt.
We were strangers in the land of Egypt, man. Egypt wasn't our home. We were strangers in the Egypt. He would have said, that's your homeland. Jerusalem is our homeland. Paul got mistaken as an Egyptian, man. And then what was he at? Because there was some Alexandria Egyptians. Alexandria conquered Egypt. There was some Alexandrians, as Israelites, we would call ourselves Alexandria. So they was like, and they asked Paul, is that thou Egyptian? Can thou speak us Greek? Why would he ask an African, or not Paul being an African, but he was mistaken as an Egyptian? Why would he ask him if he speaks Greek? Because because Alexander Greek conquered Egypt, man.
Yep.
And we was under his rule, but we was in Egypt too. Yep. So you could be an Egyptian that talks Greek easily. But he said, and then when he answered, go to that scripture when he answered.
and then it was some Israelites that stayed in Egypt when Yahawashi, you know, came to deliver it. Cause you know, just like we got some niggas today, they not trying to leave Babylon, America
today.
You know,
Like that's why it says, "Woe to them that go down in Egypt and not ask for my help and not ask for me." Because our people, what did Jeroboam do? He fled to Egypt until Solomon's death. Then he came back because Egypt was a safe haven for us sometimes. Because a lot of times they were treating us well. You know how they favored Moses, they favored Joseph, you know, they favored Daniel, and during time of Babylon. So we kind of had some more dialogue with the Egyptians. So we would often choose that as a safe haven sometimes. Just like America. Our people go to Dubai and they go to, Dubai is so beautiful. And they bring their black ass right back.
Right the fuck back here.
It's spiritual. It's the same shit.
It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? We call this place a dump, even though it's beautiful places, but Esau made it a dump.
You know, they're starting to fuck it up even more, man. We just heard about over there in Europe. They dumped all this fucking trash in these reservations, man, because they didn't have nowhere to put it, bro. They just dumped it all in there. Yeah, that's what's going on over here.
Esau destroyed every place because America was a paradise before they brought their ass over here, man.
Yeah, Lord need to let them put more trash over here. It's finna get burnt up anyway. Yeah. You might as well put all the trash.
And forget about the underground trash shit. Yeah, and they living filthy under there, man. They doing all kind of diabolical shit, all kind of sexual shit underground, man. There's a lot of filth in this place. Yeah, man. Acts 21 and 37 right quick. And we got some fun. We'll go there.
No. I'm following the I'll follow you. I ain't got that done.
Act like we crazy and shit. Like we speaking Scooby-Doo and shit. Go ahead. 21 and 37.
It's Acts 21 and 37. And as Paul was to be led into the castle.
So he was led into the castle because they was bringing him, because they had him, you know, they had him apprehended, so to speak. You know, he was getting in trouble with these people, man, because of what he believed. Go ahead.
It said, and as Paul was to be led into the castle, he said unto the chief captain, may I speak unto thee?
May I speak unto thee? Go ahead.
Who said, canst thou speak Greek?
He said, but read it again, Axel.
Oh, let me get a case. He said, may I speak unto thee? Who said, canst thou speak Greek?
So he said, can I speak unto thee? And then the officer asked him, can thou speak as Greek? Why would he ask Paul, can he speak Greek? First of all, Paul said he was a Roman. He was born he used a Roman card. Then he said, he was mistaken by an Egyptian from the Jew. So he was a dark-skinned man.
Yep. He said, are not thou that Egyptian?
Are not thou Egyptian?
Which before these days,
so
made us an uproar.
Made us an uproar these days. But he says, are not thou Egyptian? Why did he ask him, could he speak Greek? Because there was Egyptians speaking Greek, man. You know? Yep. And we were captive in Egypt. So Paul answered him, go ahead.
Okay, he said, are not thou that Egyptian, which before these days made us an uproar and led us out into the wilderness?
Yeah, during the Claudius dynasty, Julian Claudius dynasty, we make an uproar. That's why they expelled 50,000 Jews from there. So this ain't nothing new. When the righteous men would speak, they would always get persecuted, ask questions, apprehended, and all that. So they would say the same thing to us. Can y'all speak? Just like these so-called Jews, these rats, these devils, they say, can y'all Hebrew Israelite, can y'all speak Hebrew? No, dumbass. We was in captivity. We didn't learn Hebrew, man.
Yeah.
We learned this bullshit English language, man. So guess what? We're going to be speaking English.
And you know, that goes, when you go into history, it wasn't that we chose, our people chose to, it was really more they were forced to adopt that language. Yeah. You know, that goes into when you are subjected by another nation.
Yeah,
and that,
you know,
go ahead.
That's part of that prophecy, Deuteronomy 28:64. I says we will be scattered in the other land and we will worship other gods. So if we're worshiping other gods, of course we're going to adopt other languages.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
And just like what I was gonna say, yeah, during the Spanish Inquisition,
That's what I was just about to bring up.
yeah, they forced them,
There you go. That's what I was
you
talking
know,
about.
into Catholicism, man.
Yep.
So you got a lot of so-called Latinos and Mexicans that are Catholics, man. And they don't even understand. They think that's just, but they grew up learning that, so they think it's natural. No, they made them do that.
Made them do it.
And guess what? Those people that was forced to do that. They were Jews and they were Israelites, because they were calling them Morenos, which means dark skin. There was dark skinned people in Spain, man. We ruled Europe for 1,000 years. And then guess what? That was a derogatory word. And guess what? Another term they was known by, crypto Jew, man. So then, by that time, you know, King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella and all them, you know, in Spain taking over and conquering and killing people and outlawing the Bible, so to speak. And over time, you're gonna get what do you call it? Subjected to the element of those teachings, that education, yeah, the mannerisms, yeah. And then you're gonna have some people that are pulling straight out for it, man. And that's what a lot of people have done. Just and tap dance. No, this is the best job in the world and shit. Come on, man. Go ahead.
He said, "Are not thou that Egyptian?" Oh shit! Somebody.
Oh, that's me.
Not that thou Egyptian.
Myself.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Buying space on it.
Hey, I see that real quick. You know.
That's me.
Yeah. He said, are not thou that Egyptian,
Go ahead.
which before these days made us an uproar?
It says before these days, mate. So it was rumored like they, you know what I'm saying? It was like, man, that's you.
He
Go
said,
ahead.
and led us out into the wilderness 4,000 men that were murderers.
What did Moses do? He led our people into the wilderness. And then they asked him, are you setting us up, are you bringing us up with a die? So that was a custom of ours too. Like, let's get away from all this BS and follow me into the wilderness and let me teach y'all something. Yeah, let's get that. We want to go back to Babylon. We want to go back to Egypt. All that shit, man. Yep. Like them camps. We want to join all people so we can get comfortable, man. Like we can make money like that. We can make, let's hook up with the celebrities and shit. Go ahead.
It said, but Paul said, I am a man.
Hey, don't come around us doing Jacob trouble, because I know y'all gonna try to turn us in. There they are in the bushes. Go ahead.
But Paul said, I am a man.
Paul said, I am a man. Go ahead.
Which am a Jew.
Which am a Jew. He was proud to be a Jew, man. I'm a Jew. I ain't no Egyptian. I ain't no Roman. I'm a Jew. Born from where?
Tarsus.
Born from Tarsus, man. Go ahead.
A city in Cilicia.
Go ahead.
A citizen of no mean city.
No mean city. Go ahead.
And I beseech thee, suffer me to speak unto the people.
Suffer me to speak unto the people. What did he do? Go ahead.
And when he had given him license.
When he gave him a license, what did he do?
Paul stood on the stairs.
He stood on the stairs.
And beckoned with the hand.
And beckoned with his hand. Go ahead.
And when there was made a great silence, he spoke unto them in the Hebrew tongue.
Hebrew tongue, man.
There you go.
So he was speaking to other Hebrew Israelites that understood the Hebrew tongue.
Yep.
But was he saying, now we can go and all that, now we can go into the Gentiles? Now, the other nations, we got to save them.
Fucking kidding me. He would have looked at him like, the fuck?
He was telling them, he
look and said, Paul, you bugging out.
He was telling them, like, this is what our ministry is, because our people been scattered. So if you was born out Jerusalem or born in the country, that don't mean the Most High stopped dealing with you.
Yeah.
He's still dealing with us.
You can return to the heritage.
Yeah. And because a lot of them, like we said, a lot of them, like, man, I don't know, they're going to look at me funny because you know, Passover in Jerusalem because we were so strict and shit. Like, hey,
Yup.
a flat nose can't even enter the congregation and shit.
Yep.
Hey, Most High, you bent over to get some sticks on a Sabbath day and you get your ass struck.
Yup.
Shit. That's how strict we
Or
were,
like if
man.
you was missing a limb or something, you couldn't go in.
Yep.
So it's like,
maimed, the
yeah,
maimed and all
man,
that.
anything. Like,
Yep.
so when they were saying that they could come in, they was like, it's like, are you sure? You know?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you know, we go in there, we gonna get struck down, man.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Still
Still,
trying to go in there.
Yeah.
hey, it's
That's
still,
how serious. See, that's how serious it was. You know.
and you know what? It's
Yeah. But Moses, Paul said he was seeing them getting flagged in the synagogue, like beat. He was being put to death.
Yeah.
And Paul encouraged it because he was like, man, get that sodomite, man.
Yeah.
Get that.
Oh,
No, and you can repent now. Like,
Yeah,
hold
like,
on.
They was looking at it probably like, is he lying to us? Or,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, I'm scared as Paul.
Like
man.
once you had done stuff, you done. Like
Yep.
back then, you
You
done.
had like
You
a
can,
blemish or something.
you can cut off from the congregation.
Yeah, man.
Now it's like,
yeah.
and that would mean like apostles say that would mean death. But now you get cut off like just you can't come to camp. I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But back then it was death. They'll search your ass down like we looking for you, knocking on your doors. What's name here? You know, I behead them like heard you was eating swine, motherfucker.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
still some, you know, like back then, like you said, it was strict. If you had a certain disease or something was wrong, you couldn't come into the congregation. It's still like that.
That's
till
part of that
since
man.
now.
Yep.
Because like Apostle Kyle, like you said the other night, you know, he's like, shoot, you know, say that a man that, you know what I'm saying, that dealing with another man, and then, you know, he try to come to the, hey, bro, you know, hey, we don't know about that.
You got to seek the Lord. You got to tremble.
That's why I said.
You got to figure your shit out.
That's why it says, work out your own salvation.
Yeah, over there. That's what he said too.
And you don't have to put fire under your every day to burn that sodomite shit.
That's what Pastor Kyle said. He said, yeah, you got to go over there. But you can't come over here. He said, yeah, you know, we deal with other, you know, brothers come from all different walks of life. You know, you might have sold drugs, you know, been a big time dope dealer. But that's a little bit too damn. That's too much.
Like I said, who gonna put fire under their ass
right
literally every day? That's what you gotta do. But so that's why a lot of them sodomite, they just like, we ain't want to deal with it. Like we don't want to deal with that. We don't want to hear it because you a sodomite, man. So go ahead. So he said. So Paul was a Hebrew Israelite, and he probably knew Greek. You know what I'm saying? And he said, "Let me speak to his people, man." You know, he was mistaken as an Egyptian. They asked him if he spoke Greek, like the Egyptians, Egyptians known to speak Greek because the Alexandria thing and all that. So this is what they were doing, searching for their people. You can go ahead and get the John 19:20. I don't think we got that yet.
No.
And then we'll go to Acts 16. So we were the Israelites, spoke Hebrew, we called Hebrews. We're under the Greek captivity. So we spoke Greek. We was under the Roman captivity, so we spoke Latin. You know, a lot of people speak Latin too. The so-called Puerto Ricans, they speak, you know, they speak Latin or form of Latin, Spanish, whatever. Mexicans, the Northern Kingdom, you know, a lot of them speak, you know, these Latin languages. But they're not all light-skinned, man. That's dark-skinned Puerto Ricans, man. Dark-skinned Mexicans. That's what they don't understand. They didn't been listening to the BS and the painting of pictures of Esau's and Edomites. They believe that Cesar Borgia character, that Guadalupe. Go ahead.
This is John, St. John, chapter 19, verse 20 or 19. It says, and Pilate wrote a title and put it on the cross.
Put it on the cross. Go ahead.
And the writing was Yahawashi of Nazareth,
the king of the Jews. Yep, the Yahawashi of Nazareth. Go ahead. But was he a Nazarene? He was a Judite.
Yeah. He said,
But he was in Nazareth. Man.
he brought up in that land.
Yeah, so that don't mean he was a Nazarene, man.
Just like us, they call us Oklahomans. We live in Oklahoma. Like,
are you gonna say, and they're gonna say, where you from, Oklahoma? Are you gonna say your parents are Oklahomans, and then your grandfather's Oklahomans? They're gonna like, get your black ass out of here. I ain't listening to that shit. Have you claimed a state as your foundation of origin of your lineage? Is the brothers in New York saying I'm a New Yorker and that's my lineage? They just born in New York, man. Born in Cali, born in Chicago. That don't mean that they Chicagonites.
You don't want to even claim this as your lineage. All our last names is given to us by Esau, man. These are all our slave last names and stuff, man. You ain't supposed to be proud of this shit, man. You know?
Go ahead, yep.
It says, this title read many of the Jews.
Yep, many of the Jews.
For the place where Yahawashi was crucified was nigh to the city.
Yep.
And it was written in Hebrew.
So it said many of the Jews, so they knew how to speak Hebrew because it was written in Hebrew. Go ahead.
And Greek.
Go ahead.
And Latin.
So the Jews, the Jews knew those languages, man. You know, they knew how to speak. Some knew how to speak Greek. You know, some knew how to speak just like us. We know how. Some of my brothers know how to speak English and Spanish. Spanish is a form of Latin. English is a form that's from England, man. This is a watered down version of English over here. English sounded more like German back then, or German sounded like it. Go ahead, is that it? So then you had Revelation 9:11 right quick, just making some points.
Revelation chapter 9, verse 11. And it reads, they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon.
Abaddon, go ahead.
But in the Greek tongue,
so it's mentioned in Hebrew and then it's mentioned in Greek. Go ahead.
hath his name Apollyon.
So Yahawashi's name, they could have called him a Greek name, right? But what is his real name? Yahawashi. You know? And over time, he could be called this and that and Yeshua and all that. But what's his real name? Going back to the Hebrew.
And we're supposed to be returning. We're supposed to be returning to that pure language. That Zephaniah 3:9, man.
Yep.
Returning to that pure language before everybody else, man. So it can be established. Mm-hmm. It starts with his holy mountain, man. It starts with Israel, us returning, man.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. And if you look up that word, when it says in the Greek tongue, you look up that word Greek, it goes back to the Hellenistic age, man. And then it's a scripture that says, you have sold them into the Grecians. Remember that scripture? We were sold into the Grecians, man. So we were called Greeks. We were being Greeks. You know, we had Greek names. We got American names today. You know, we don't even want to be called. I mean, why do you think every rapper changes his name and shit? You don't want to be called, you know,
a government name. Call his name Lil Kiki and shit.
Yeah.
Or something else. They come up with something.
50 Cent, Jay-Z, they ain't got no
Bun B and shit.
Yeah, Bun B. You know, Lil Wayne and shit. Ain't nobody got their
government name and shit.
You know, they want to separate.
Ain't nobody coming in the game talking about my rap name Jermaine Williams. Yeah. Okay, try to get that out of there.
Only ones that are proud of their name is the Jackson family shit. Because they said their family was a royalty and shit. But Jackson is son of Jake. That means the son of Jake. Johnson is the son of John. But like we said, those go back to Hebrew names too. can look them up. What else I got here?
I know you said you wanted to go to Acts the 16th chapter.
Oh yeah, Acts 16. That right quick.
Acts 16 and what?
One.
Okay. So I had a second to go pull it up. This is Acts chapter 16, verse 1. And it reads, then came he to Derbe and Lystra, and behold, a certain disciple was there, named Timotheus, the son of a certain woman.
Well,
which
you said Timotheus and you said Timotheus. Something's wrong there. Tomato. They're the same thing, man. Shit. Go ahead.
The son of a certain woman.
The son of a certain woman. Go ahead.
Which was a Jewess.
A Jewess. Go ahead.
And believed.
Go ahead.
But his father was a Greek.
His father was a Greek. Was he really a Greek? Was he really a Greek by their race? Nah, he was called Greek. He grew up in the Greek customs, man.
Yep.
So he was basically just living in that Hellenistic kind of mindset. He had a mindset of a Greek, but he still was an Israelite.
Yeah.
Because how could Timotheus be a prophet? Because the Lord don't got no heathen prophets. They're all Jews, devout Jews, man.
Like I said, his mother was a Jew. What did it say? Jewish woman. And she Jewish. He said, and she believed. Then after that, they said what? But his father was a Greek, meaning what? His father didn't believe.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, grew up in the Greek customs.
Yeah,
she was a Jewess. It said it didn't say ish. It said Jewess. Like you put a female act, like it's an actor or actress.
Yep. It's
so
just
she was a woman of the Jews.
Yeah, and that's usually all it means. Like even when they talk about women, they've taken that word prophetess and used it the wrong way. It just means you are the wife of a prophet, of a Jew. Yep. That's all it means. It doesn't mean you actually go and prophesy.
Got it. You are a woman of the gods, which are the men.
That's it. That's all it's saying.
It ain't no singular.
You have dreams. It's like I said, you'll have dreams and prophesy, but what it means by that is you tell your husband and he interprets it.
Yeah, just like Deborah, and Barak.
Yeah, it's order, man.
You know,
the Lord ain't gonna say over here in 1 Corinthians that it's the head of the woman is the man, and then you over here you prophesying over your man. That don't make no sense. You know, it's got to be order all the way across the board, man. Verse 2, which was well reported.
Well, he ain't gonna be well reported if he's a heathen.
Yeah,
just like Cornelius.
What happened?
He had a good report among the Jews. They know heathen getting good reports among the Jews.
They've always been our enemies, man.
And it said Cornelius of the Italian band. So there was us in Italy, man. We were in Italy.
Yep.
Rome is the capital of Italy. Yep. We were being called Romans. You know, there was Roman popes that were us, dark skinned. We were the first Roman popes, man.
Ephraim was all through there too, man.
Ephraim was all through there, and the first Romans wasn't even Edomites, man.
Yep.
They were Japhites, man. Etruscans, man. So Edom, y'all trying to include Edom, he ain't even included in a lot of this stuff.
No, man. Other than he was just a fucking jackass, he was messing with our people. That's the only thing that it says about it.
Yep.
It never says that he did anything good for us. So, they talk about, well, Jacob and Esau hugged one time. That ain't fucking did shit. That don't help nobody.
And hold on. It said Amalek, he have indignation with him forever, man. The Amalekites are still around.
You know what I'm saying?
And Esau is still around, who God hated and so forth. Set his mountains to waste for the wilderness, no remainder of his seed. It talks about his seed line. Why would Most High get rid of anybody's seed line? And they said that was back then. They got rid of. Well, why would the Most High do that? Why wouldn't the Most High preserve them and say,
if they gone, who got the damn sword now? There's nowhere in the prophecy said that Esau's sword was passed down to anybody.
Yeah, exactly. And this shall be passed down to Moab.
Yeah, man. No, he's got the sword. That's why there are weapons all over the fucking place.
Yeah. That's why you got a gun magazine. You got this a hunting magazine.
Yep.
Famous for this.
Yep.
You know, in Germany, it's almost a crime not to hunt, not to that to be your passion. Hello. Huh? We're teaching the Bible.
Oh my God! Good job.
Yeah. What you look like you're an Israelite. What's your father? See, Puerto Rican, huh? I knew you had some Puerto Rican in you. I knew you had, the Puerto Ricans are part of the 12 tribes of Israel. Yeah, Bible people. Yeah. Yeah, they're the Ephraimites in the Bible. Yep. And Negroes. And so you good on both sides. Yeah, we be out here, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah,
You gave her a card. You want me to go get her a card?
Yeah.
All right, go get a card.
You want a card? You want a card? You want a card? You want a card? I think you want a card. That's all right.
Start at verse 2. I think verse 2. We got a little card. It's got a little.
Yeah, okay. It says, was it Acts 16 and 2? It says, which was well reported of by the brethren that were at Lystra and Iconium.
Yep. Yeah. You pass 3 or you?
No, I think go to 3 now.
Oh, slide. Don, you might sit. Might want to get down. Look like a good one for you. Go ahead.
It said, him would Paul have to go forth with him.
Yep.
And took and circumcised him because of the Jews which were in those quarters, for they knew all that his father was a Greek.
Yeah.
All right.
So they knew he was a Greek.
Yep.
But he was a Greek by what they called him.
Yep.
Go ahead.
So, and as they went through the cities,
We're here every Sunday, so if you have any relatives that want to come out. Okay. All right.
Have a good day.
See you.
All right.
so, and as they went through the cities, they delivered them the decrees for to keep that were ordained of the apostles and elders which were at Jerusalem.
So when you called a Greek or something, they be like, "Why are you dealing with him? He's a Greek." But then they're like, "Nah, he's an Israelite. He's just been called a Greek." You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like they went by that too. Like, he said he was like, if you say you're a Greek, we say, like if somebody say my father, he's an Edomite, but he kind of got the spirit of Jake and he looks like we might be like, nah, you might be an Israelite still.
Yeah.
Because just he think he's a heathen or his father's a heathen or Edomite, that don't mean he is. So that's what they went off by. So that's why they thought Yahawashi was trying to change the doctrine and trying to change, didn't care about lineage and all that, and didn't care about. But Yahawashi was into that too. He wasn't into you can't be definite and you got to try the spirits first.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
that's exactly what we were doing in that time.
Mm-hmm.
And because the prophets are subject to the prophets, so we had to be in that time doing that same thing. Like, hey, you an Ephraimite. Yeah, I know it looked like we just out here, stuck out here, but we coming back now. Mm-hmm. That's the same thing that they were doing in that time. That's what we're doing today.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it's that sign, man. Mm-hmm. The end sign is what is the way for them to see us being gathered back, man.
Yep.
You gotta have that chart. You gotta have that tribe sign, man.
If you can go to real quick to Luke 2 and 4. And when we saying this, we're talking about the elect.
That's it.
We know about the 2/3, and we know it's all Israel. That's Israelites, but not really, But we're not concerned about the 2/3 of Israel.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people, they really don't know, man. That's why you tell them, like, oh yeah, that's a tribe of this tribe, and it's okay. And then at least they look into it, man.
Like that young woman, she didn't know.
You never know, man. They gonna look into it and find out something.
Somebody could call her a white girl and shit.
Yep.
Finding out her parents are Puerto Rican and Negro.
Yeah, So either way, she in,
But But you still might not believe. So
still might not believe. So you might be Israel, but still might get left out here. It just depends on testing the spirits.
Yeah.
Okay. Luke chapter 2, verse 4. And Joseph also went up from Galilee.
And there's a city of Capernaum. Capernaum is a city of Galilee, and that's the city of comfort. They got a lot of people that are wealthy there, that are comfortable with shit. This is a modern day, I can't even say Capernaum.
Okay.
I used to say
Cappadocia.
I used to say Capernaum, but it's Capernaum. So a lot of
they still trying to learn that language.
Yeah. So and a lot of people probably wasn't even used to Paul, rough around the edges, like and stuff, like rough. The prophet, rough. Like, damn, what's going on?
He was on that Pasa Rakai.
Yeah, he said, ain't you that one that made an uproar? Like that rough dude.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah. That's why we're here to wake up our comfortable people, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You're not supposed to be comfortable here.
No. So Joseph, go ahead.
Yep. Also went up from Galilee.
Yep.
Out of the city of Nazareth.
Go ahead.
Into Judea. Unto the city of David.
Go ahead.
Which is called Bethlehem.
Go ahead.
Because he was the house. And the lineage of David.
Yeah. Because he was the house of the lineage of David. So they're still dealing with the lineage, man.
Yep.
The hell you talking about? It ain't according to the lineage and your family and your bloodline.
That's
man. It's
literally
all about that, man.
Yeah, man.
It said because, you know what I'm saying? Went to Galilee from Nazareth and into city of David because he's the lineage of David, man.
Yeah, man.
And then you got to be proud of that. If you're a child, a son, you proud of your father's lineage. Like, yeah. Like, that's our father. Like, when we read about King David, we be, man, that's our forefathers. That's, you know what I'm saying? King David, Solomon, and prophets, and Caleb, and, Ezekiel, and Isaiah, and Elijah, Hey, man. Even Jake, how he look up at these celebrities on that Black Pride and all that. Yeah, Muhammad Ali, man, and Mike Tyson, man, and Michael Jordan and all them, man, because they your same people, man. You don't be doing that to the sisters of that rock group sisters and shit, and the what you call that, the 901-210 boys. Yeah, man. Those are our people, man. No, you don't be doing that shit with them. Your own people, man. And it tells you, even when you deal with kings, you do that from your own people, man.
Yep.
Don't choose nobody not your brother, man. And it says brethren because there ain't no queens, man. It's talking about kings and princes. And we got princesses.
Yeah.
But it starts with the king, man.
It's kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Kings.
Kingdom come.
There ain't no queendom. Okay, it not exist.
Yeah, coming to America, it was all about Hakeem, man. He didn't, even though he married that woman, he said, "Hey, don't let us go there. Don't you have sex with your bathers? I know I do." That was his wives. You think if he has laid down with them, they can't be with another man.
Yeah.
So those are his wives, man. Mm-hmm. So he got more. He had more than one wife that was down for him and all that. But so the lineage of David. This is the house of David, spiritual house, but it's still lineagely connected. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Even though that's like you give your son, you're dealing with your son on another level, and it's better than how you used to deal with him. That don't mean you have to deal with somebody else. You deal with him spiritually now. I'm gonna give you spiritual gifts, son. I'm gonna give you a spiritual brotherhood, because all that in between physicality of things, how we use the work, it got too physical, it got too carnal, man.
So
They
I had to, yeah,
they
needed a
couldn't say
reset.
that. Yeah, it
We
needed
needed
a
a
reset.
reset, man. We needed Yahawashi.
Yeah. No, hey, wasn't they still keeping the Passover during Yahawashi? He said, "Whose house shall we keep the Passover?" So it was still doing the land
the
thing
laws.
and you know going through that process.
But they just wasn't going as hard.
Yeah, he should have said, "We don't have to. We just it's a Passover, right?" He was, they still was going through those channel on certain elements of it.
And that's what these other camps try to do. They try to take it as they still don't need to rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, man.
Mm-hmm.
And they be partying and all that and strip club and man. No, you gotta have some reverence to those solemn assemblies, man.
Yeah, man.
You gotta have some reverence.
They're going way off, man.
Going off, man.
Them other camps are bugged out.
That's why they did that shit. The Lord let their ass get pegged later. They were playing around, man. You can't be doing whatever you want.
And the bugs are attracted to light. That's why the bug outs are attracted to GMS, the light.
Yeah. Be all on the comment board like we just need to hear what you gotta say. Mm-hmm. Fuck out of here.
You can go to 2 Chronicles right quick and
okay.
We go into if y'all got some articles in your scriptures, but we'll start to close out. 2 Chronicles 14 and 12. And all through history, the Most High smote these heathens for us, man. He smote the Egyptians. He didn't a whole Pharaoh army drowned in the Red Sea. That he was dealing with them as a nation. You heard about, did he say about some Egyptians and stuff? He said, I delivered you out of Egypt. I got rid of Egyptians for you.
Oh, hey,
put them down.
Get that 2 Chronicles 14:12. Huh? I'll grab that real quick. We'll grab a couple articles real quick for us.
Hey, America set an ultimatum. They said when they be entering into these certain cities, when they get bombed them, they give them ultimatum made. If you don't get out of there, you're gonna get left. You're gonna get bombed, children and all, right? So the Most High say, hey, if y'all don't get out of Egypt, I'm going to drown Pharaoh on them. If y'all want to stay in Egypt, y'all can. But I'm going to get y'all out of it. So that's how it is with the elect. The Most High said, hey, that time of deliverance come. If y'all ain't ready, y'all going to get left. Well, the elect is going to be ready. I'm just saying. But he still delivered this message to all our people, man. They still getting the message.
What's that, 2 Chronicles?
The memo, go ahead, yeah.
14?
2 Chronicles 14 and 12.
2 Chronicles. Oh, slap. The 2 Chronicles, chapter 14, verse 12. So the Lord smote the Ethiopians.
He smote the Ethiopians. It didn't say, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
He smote the Ethiopians before Asia.
Before Asia, go ahead.
And before Judah.
And before Judah, go ahead.
And the Ethiopians fled.
And the Ethiopians fled. Why didn't he say, well, deal with the Ethiopians, talk to them and nurture them and see what they, you know what I'm saying? No. He told us to go into the land of Canaan and he said, hey, kill everyone you see, man. Go ahead.
And Asia and the people that were with him pursued them unto Gerard.
See what 16 and 8 says.
Huh?
16 and 8. Chapter 16, verse 8. See what that says.
It says, were not the Ethiopians, 2 Chronicles 16 and 8, were not the Ethiopians and the Lebims a huge host?
Well, not they a huge host. Go ahead.
And very many chariots and horsemen.
Very many chariots, just like America, just like, Egypt back then. Go ahead.
Yeah, because thou didst rely on the Lord, he delivered them into thine hand.
He delivered them into thy hand because you relied on the Most High. So the Most High, when we connected with the Most High, we back with the Most High. He deliver our enemies into our hands, man. And that's how it is going to be with America. Or they're going to be destroyed, but the kings and the nobles of the elites, on the other hand, Most High is going to deliver them into our hands and these heathens. So how are we going to have slaves? And if we doing what the Most High says, and he says, give it, ask and I'll give to the heathen for thine inheritance. Ask of me. So when we back connected with the Most High, if we want slaves, we're gonna have slaves. If we don't have slaves, we want slaves. I don't wanna lift a finger in the kingdom. I want everybody to do. I want all these heathens to do my work that I would be doing if I didn't have slaves. Hell nah, man. And we working hard right now and shit, slaving and getting out. Basically our backs beat by all this bullshit. They have taxes and all that. So I don't want to lift a finger, man. Go ahead. So we got
precept real quick.
Go ahead.
Last precept. This Proverbs chapter 4, verse Proverbs chapter 5. I start at 15. The point is at 16. It says, drink waters out of thine own cisterns.
Your own cisterns. Go ahead.
And running waters out of thine own well.
Your own people, your own wealth. So that goes within Israel too. Like the elect within their own the elect circle, not the 2/3.
Yep. It said, let thy fountains be dispersed abroad, and rivers of waters in the streets. And that's what we're doing right now. He says, let them be only thine own and not strange. It's like, read that again. Let them be only thine own and not strangers with thee. So what the hell you mean the Gentiles ain't got nothing to do with this? He said, let them be only thine own and not strangers with thee. So
that's the elect. Man. We can't get to the articles and then close out. Go ahead.
So it's been some more major escalations in Venezuela. Lord willing, we kind of go into that a little bit more. Going into some videos this week. Going into World War III. Mass layoff warnings climb to highest level in nearly a decade. So, it's going to be a lot of, just a lot of more distress in nations, perplexity. No more work left for Egypt. Another one, Elon Musk wants AI satellites to block the sun with tiny adjustments in solar energy. So, that's part in Jeremiah where it talks about if they can blot out the ordinances, they can get rid of Israel. That's all they doing it for. But it ain't going to work.
Yeah, they trying to stage
it. It ain't going to work. They trying to, man.
Pretend that they did it and shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. They ain't going to work, man.
And then people going to board the Elon Musk planes and jets. And he going to send y'all right out of into orbit to blow up.
And a lot of people ain't even trusting in this stuff because just recently somebody got burnt alive again in one of his cars because it locked on their ass. They couldn't get out.
Yeah.
He getting sued right now. Another one, over 300 people dead after floods and landslides following cyclonic rains ravaged Thailand. That judgment coming. Yeah. And then we got an insane 45-car chain reaction crash causes huge pileup as snow blankets the Midwest, man. There's judgment being brought out, man. Judgment being brought up. And while judgment is being brought out, the elect is being gathered, man. The elect, man.
Being gathered, man. Not anybody else. Not anybody else, man. And the elect is the only one that's trying to sign for all the abominations. These people that's trying to connect with the world and stay in the world and avoid prophecy and avoid the end of the world and all that, and trying to make everybody make it, that's worldly. It says friendship with the world is enmity with the Most High, man. And friendship with these heathens, of course, that's doom, man. So it's about the elect, man. And we're going to keep pushing that, man, until the end of the world. We already at the end of the world, to the very end. Most High will, because it say he doesn't do it to the end. So we saying Most High will be endured to the end. But some's going out. The prophets that's supposed to be, the elect supposed to be, they going to be. And they going to get out of here, man. We hope we are part of that. So hope it was edifying, man. All those that tune in at the water again, comment word. I don't think it was any scriptures, but yep. Till the next time, man. We'll be out here at Most High will. Shalom. Bahasham. All praise to Yahawah. Bahasham. Double honors to the apostle, elders, the great millstone, must I take to the brothers, teach the word for the hopeful election who be like Most High will. To the hopeful extend the election, Shalom, blessing, man. Shalom.